Hello everybody, it's Steph Davis here from flipthiswholesaler.net, where I teach you to make more money, flip more houses, and kick more ass. Happy New Year to everyone. I hope you guys are ready to kick some serious butt in 2014. I know for myself personally, 2013 was a crappy year all around, so I am more than ready to jump in and do some serious damage this year in a good way. So with that being said, welcome to the first Q&A Tuesday of 2014, where I will be taking your questions that you post either on my blog or on my Facebook page, picking one out a week and answering it here via video. So the first question that I have for you guys today. This was from Tanya, and Tanya writes, "Hi Steph, I'm just getting started as a wholesaler and don't have much money to spend on marketing. Is it still possible to do deals with little to no cash for marketing? Any suggestions on low-cost marketing strategies? Thank you." This is a question that I get quite frequently. As a matter of fact, we had a coaching call earlier today, and there was someone who had pretty much the exact same question. So thought this would be good for any beginners who are trying to get started and don't have a lot of cash to work with. So to answer the first part of your question, is it possible to do deals if you are broke, basically? I can tell you from personal experience that yes, you can. Now, is it more difficult? If you don't have a lot of cash to work with, yes, of course, you're going to have to work a little harder, maybe get a little creative, but it is, if you want it bad enough, if you want it badly enough, it is certainly possible to do deals even if you don't have a lot of money. Like I said, we had a coaching call earlier today and this question came up. It was myself and Lawrence Roberts. He's another one of the coaches in the coaching program. So between the two of us, we kind of brainstormed and came up with some ideas, low and no cost marketing strategies that we thought would be kind of like the best bang for your buck. The first one was bandit signs. I know you guys have all heard about bandit signs. I'm sure you know what they are. I think that if you're just getting started, you want your phone to ring quickly, and you don't have a lot of cash, that bandit signs are the best way to go. Now, they're not free, obviously, but I just looked up on, and I didn't know about this website, but Law brought it up on the call. It's signwarehouse.com. I'll post a link to this underneath the video, but you can get the 12 by 18 just blank signs for 97, it's either 97 or 98 cents a piece. I think it was 97 cents a piece. So you can get the blank ones, just get a big Sharpie marker and write, I buy houses cash with your phone number, something similar. One thing that came up on the call that I thought was really interesting was Law was talking about an experiment that he did a couple years back, where he said that he was going to, every single day, he was going to put out 4 bandit signs for 6 months. So he, went out every single day, put 4 signs out, which really, I've gone out and put 100 signs out at a time. So putting 4 signs out, you can do in like 10 minutes. So, but he did it and he stuck to it, and he put 4 signs out every single day for 6 months. And at the end of the 6 months, he had actually a dedicated phone number for the sign, so he could tell what leads were coming in from those signs. At the end of the 6 months, he made $55,000 just from those signs. Now, they weren't all wholesale deals. I believe he said there was one, I think he said it was a rehab deal. I'm not positive, but the rest were wholesale deals. But, that's taking maybe 10 or 15 minutes out of your day, put 4 signs out, do that consistently, and these are the type of results that you can get. If you guys haven't yet listened to the newest success story that I posted on the blog, it's the post right before this one. Tiffany Walker, she went out, she was a brand new wholesaler, she bought 100 signs, she went out on it was either a Friday night or a Saturday night at like 2 o'clock in the morning. She stayed out, put all of the signs out until the sun was coming up, and she ended up getting 3 deals off of those signs. So I would say if you're just getting started, if you've got a little bit of cash, buy some signs and put out signs. Now, one other thing that we were talking about today on the call, and Law actually brought this up as well, is he said, if you don't have extra cash, get a job delivering pizza one night a week or 2 nights a week. It might seem like you are, taking a step back because you probably don't want to be delivering pizzas. But if it's, a means to an end, if you can make an extra per month, an extra $100 or $200 that you can put into marketing to get you out of the situation that you're in, or cut your cable bill. When I was just getting started, that was one of the first things I did. I think I was paying close to $100 for cable, and I just cut that sucker. So, you might have to make some sacrifices, but it will pay off. For example, Tiffany, I'm sure, did not want to be out at 3 o'clock in the morning on a Friday or Saturday night putting signs out by herself. But, she was determined and she wants to get out of her current situation, so she did it, and it ended up paying off. So number one strategy, marketing strategy that's low cost, bandit signs. We also have another student right now, as a matter of fact, I'm keeping my fingers crossed. He has been putting out, he hired someone actually, he has a full-time job and he doesn't have time to go put signs out. So he put an ad on Craigslist, he hired someone off of Craigslist, and I think he's paying them $1 per sign, I think. And they are putting 25 signs out for him a week, and they're writing the signs out for him. But he's got a deal right now. He's supposed to be hopefully signing the contract with the end buyer, the assignment contract today. Got it under contract for 100 and selling it for 110, and that deal came from a sign. So they definitely work. They are, I'll admit, a pain in the ass to put out, but they work. So that's number one. Number two, driving for dollars. This is another topic that came up on one of our coaching calls last month. Steve Kavanaugh, he is another coach in the program. He was saying that, we're on the topic of low-cost marketing strategies, and he was saying that when he is short deals in his pipeline, when he needs to get some deals going, and he's been doing this for years, he goes out, he goes into his farm area, his target area, whatever you want to call it, and he'll just drive up and down the streets. He'll look for properties that look like they're run down, abandoned, weeds growing in the front yard. He'll make a list of those properties. Then he goes home, does a little bit of research on the property to see if there's any equity in them, then creates a list of the possible, properties that could possibly turn into a deal that have equity, that aren't mortgaged to the hilt, and does a direct mail campaign. And he said that that is one of his most effective marketing strategies, and that's what he always does when he is short deals. So driving for dollars, that's something that anyone can do. I guess you can't do that if you don't have a car, but it costs you time and gas money. But the other great thing about that too, when you're just getting started, is you should be out there getting, learning a neighborhood or two. I recommend you pick one neighborhood or one zip code within your city and become an expert at it. And one of the things that you should be doing is going out and driving up and down the streets. Make a list of the comps, the recent cash sales that have sold. Go up and down the streets and look at those properties, see what's selling, see what what prices they're selling for, and just get a good feel for the neighborhood. So while you're out doing that, while you're out getting an education and learning the market, you can also be driving for dollars and writing down property addresses of houses that look like they're abandoned or in some sort of distress situation. So driving for dollars, that is number two. And then number three, cold calling. Now, I know cold calling is not something that's probably anyone really looks forward to or likes to do, but and going back to that last success story that I posted on my blog with Tiffany, that's how she found one of her 4 deals. She was just getting started. She was a beginner. She got 4 deals within, I think it was like a 12-day. They all closed within 12 days, I think it was. But she got one of the 4 deals she went to, I believe it was forsalebyowner.com. I don't know if it's fsbo.com or forsalebyowner.com. But she went there. She looked in the zip code that she was working. She looked for properties that were kind of priced below what everything else was. And then she just went down the list and started cold calling people. And that ended up turning into a deal. I forget if she either made $2,000 or $5,000 off of that. But that's something that any of you guys can do as soon as you're done watching this video. Go to forsalebyowner.com or go to Craigslist or get out your newspaper, the classifieds, and just start going down the list and cold calling. Now, not only can that be a possible deal source, but it's also a really good way to get practice talking to sellers. I know that most people, when we're just getting started, actually talking to sellers is something that it can be very scary. A lot of people will just procrastinate actually talking to sellers and come up with a million other things to do because they're afraid to. I was the same way. I used to, on Saturday afternoons, I would go on Craigslist and I would sit there. I would make myself sit at my desk for 1 hour and I would just go down the list of properties for sale just to get practice talking to sellers. Now that for me, never turned into a deal, but I would think that if you talk to enough people, if you did that, say you made it a habit that you were going to do that every single weekend until you get a deal, you're probably going to run across a deal. That's what happened to Tiffany. She just went down the list. And I believe she told me that when she was making those calls, she was just doing it for practice. She didn't really think that a deal would come out of it, but it did. So, again, that's something. It just takes, you can do it right now. You can do it while you're sitting at your desk. It doesn't cost any money. It's just going to take up a little bit of your time, and it might be a little bit scary at first, but, it can pay off handsomely. So those are the 3 strategies that we kind of talked about today. There are other, you can post ads on Craigslist. I Buy Houses ads on Craigslist. That's free. That takes like 2 minutes to post an ad on there. But there are definitely, if you are determined and you are willing to hustle and you are willing to do whatever needs to be done to get the ball rolling and get your first deal so then you have a little bit more cash to put into your marketing, it's definitely doable. There are plenty of ways to get deals even if you're broke. So I hope that helped. If any of you have any other ideas that you would like to add, low or no cost marketing strategies, feel free to leave them below this post. And if you guys have other questions that you want me to answer in these videos, you can post them on the blog or on my Facebook page. It's facebook.com/flipthiswholesaler. And there's actually a link on the side of my blog here with the Facebook box. So make sure you go over there and like me on Facebook too. So that's all for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Again, if you have questions or comments, feel free to leave them below, and I will see you next Tuesday.